Do you have a TPT resource that is getting views, but people are not purchasing it, or at least not nearly as many people as you would like? Well, in this episode, we are going to help you diagnose why a resource is not selling, help you figure out why your conversion rate is low, and how to improve that conversion rate based on data. And I'm going to give you a live demonstration of this from one of my own products in my TPT store. So let's go ahead and get started. If you are new here, hi, I'm Lauren Fulton. I've been selling on TPT for over 9 years, and I'm consistently in the top 1% of TPT sellers in the industry. I know a thing or two about diagnosing a conversion rate problem, and we're going to be talking about that today. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video so that you can see more content like this to help you grow your TPT business. All right, let's get to it. So I have this resource in my store. Actually, I have a couple of them. This is my second store. So I have 2 TPT stores. I have one that is like a hobby store, and this is my hobby store, like my homeschool store that has like pre-K and kindergarten resources in it. It only has like 14 or 15 active products. Like it's very small, very much a hobby store. But I have this resource right here. It's a fall preschool morning work resource. Let me show you what it looks like. So it's this pre-K morning work, and it's pretty basic. It's just 26 days of fall themed morning work where the student practices with learning the day of the week. They have a letter of the day, they have a number of the day, and they're doing different preschool activities like letter recognition, number recognition, counting, and beginning sounds, and all with a fall theme. This is getting, I'm not going to say like a ton of views. If I look at the activity of this, which I'm in my product statistics tab. So I'm going to go to my product statistic tab, and right now this has about 198 page views, or about 200 page views. Now, this is over the course of a year. So this was posted September 10th, 2024. And at the date of this recording, it is September 20th, 2025. So about 200 page views over the last year, which is not a lot of page views. First things first, I would say that if I could work, I should probably work on search engine optimizing this a little bit more. But I'm going to say this also. If you have a resource that you have worked really hard to search engine optimize, but you're noticing that it is not converting, sometimes fixing the conversion rate can help you get more eyes on your product, because when a product has a strong conversion rate, TPT will naturally kind of move it up in the algorithm a little bit more. So like assuming it's search engine optimized, then it has a better chance of getting more views because TPT will prioritize it over something with a lower conversion rate. Okay. Now we're talking about like small differences here. We're not talking about major differences, but ultimately TPT wants to make sales. So if I can improve the conversion rate on this product, I really think that it will be shown to more people. And because we're coming into the fall season, I really want to work on that. So I'm on the low end of what I would recommend for diagnosing. I usually would say like you need at least 300 page views to make a legitimate diagnosis. In this case, I think the problem is so obvious that even with the lower number of page views, like 200 page views, that we're going to see what the problem is. So when a buyer looks at a product, they have a couple of things that they first do when they come to the page. The first thing that they do is they kind of scroll over the thumbnails on the page. So they're looking at those little square thumbnails and they're reading / looking, and then they choose whether or not to look at the PDF preview. So they then make a choice. Usually they don't look at the thumbnails and then decide to scroll down to the product description. That's not usually what happens. They usually go thumbnails and then they click view preview if they're still interested. If a buyer chooses to look at the thumbnails and then decides not to purchase, they lost interest at the thumbnails. So the thumbnails would be the problem, okay? If, however, the buyer chooses to click on the preview, and after clicking on the preview, they choose not to purchase, then the problem is likely with the preview. So what we want to do is we want to decide, or maybe the product description, right? But what we want to do is we want to decide, is the problem the thumbnails or the preview or both? Because I don't want to just go in and start trying to like fix everything and feel like, is it the price? Is it the product description? Is it this? Like, we know from TPT that the vast majority of buyers make their decision about whether or not to purchase a product from the preview. So if I can't even get them to the preview, then I need to do some work on my thumbnails to get them to the preview. If I do get them to the preview and they still don't purchase, then likely the preview was the problem. So we have these things in data, and let me pull up a Google Doc here and I'm going to kind of show you what I'm talking about. We have what's called a view to preview ratio. And then we have a preview to purchase ratio. And this is how the conversion rate breaks down. So this is like you have conversion rate, and then your conversion rate breaks down into these two ratios. If I were to just look at my conversion rate, I have a conversion rate of 9.09%, which for a $3 product is on the low end. I definitely want to do something to improve this conversion rate. It's just a matter of what. Now you can see this kindergarten morning work that is posted above it. It has a higher conversion rate, 14.63%. However, it only has 41 page views. So it's really just not anywhere near enough data for me to diagnose the issue. So I'm going to start with my conversion rate is 9.09%. So I know there's an issue with the conversion rate. I want to get that up. Ideally, I would like to see that closer to that 14 to 15%, or maybe even closer to 20%. But for right now, I'm going to aim for like 14%. Okay, so I'm going to say goal is 14%. By the end of the fall season, that's where I want it to be. And then now I'm going to look at the view to preview ratio to figure out, is the issue my thumbnails or is the issue my preview, my PDF preview? Where should I focus my time first? So to calculate the view to preview ratio, I'm going to go into the activity portion of product statistics, and I've got 198 page views and 120 previews. So I'm going to say my view to preview ratio is the number of preview views, and this is all time, divided by the number of page views. Okay, which in this case is 120 divided by 198, which equals, and again, I would say that in general, I really want closer to 300 views to accurately diagnose this, but in this case, it's going to be really obvious what the issue is. So I have 120 divided by 198, and that gives me 60.6%. This is a very high view to preview ratio. So this is high, which means that thumbnails, and if you can hear me typing, I'm typing the notes out on the screen for people who are watching on YouTube, so it makes it a little bit easier for you to follow along. The thumbnails are performing well. They're doing their job. They're getting people to look at the preview. Now I want to look at the preview to purchase ratio. My preview to purchase ratio is the number of purchases divided by the number of preview views, which in this case is 18 purchases divided by the number of preview views, which in this case is 120. So I've got 18 divided by 120, and that is 15%. So only 15% of people, after looking at the preview, decided to make a purchase, which means that 85% of people looked at that preview and said, nah, that's all right, I'm good. I can do without that, okay? So this is a low performing preview. My preview is not performing well. Now, my goal, baseline goal, is to go 33% here, 33% here, to see at least that. Now, ideally, it's going to be a little bit higher. I like to see 40 and 40. If I could see 40 and 40, then I feel like we're pretty good. In this case, it's 60 and 15. So my thumbnails are doing a great job. My preview is really leaving a lot to be desired. So here's what I'm going to say is that if I could take the same 200 views and I could improve preview to purchase ratio to equal 33.3%, so 1/3 of people, then I would go from, let's see here, 200 people would view. From those 200 people, 60.6 people would view the preview. So that's 120 people would view the preview. And then of those 120 people times 33%, that would mean 40 would make a purchase instead of 18. So what that means is instead of making 18 times 3, of course, this is not accounting for fees. So instead of $54 for every 200 views, I would be making, 40 times 3, $120 for every 200 views. So here's what I want you to think about. If I could make it so that if TPT, when they send 200 people to my product, 40 people purchased versus 18 people purchased, do you think that TPT would start to move my resource up the search engine ranking more if I have 40 people purchase versus if I have 18 people purchase? Yes, absolutely. And the reason why is this: if TPT makes 20% of $54 is $10.80. So as is right now, they make $10.80 for every 200 views they send to my product. If I could increase it though to where 40 people were purchasing, then they would make $24, more than twice the amount of money every time they send 200 people. So they're going to say, well, wait a second. If that's what it's going to do for 200, let's send 500 to her product. Like, let's send more people to her product. Let's move it up. Let's get some more views. Let's get some more clicks on this product because we know it's going to convert better. And so they're going to start to gradually show this to more and more people as my conversion rate moves up. Now, this is assuming that in comparison to everyone else, like assuming everyone else stays the same, if my conversion rate improves, then they are going to move my resource up in rankings. Now, this is not going to say that it is going to move to the very top of the search engine rankings for a really popular search term. That's not the case. But slowly over time, they are going to start to show this to more people because they know the more people they show it to, the more people will purchase it, and it has a higher conversion rate than its peers. Because if I could improve this to be a 33% preview to purchase ratio, if I could improve the preview and get that to 33% versus 15%, then my resource is going to go from a 9.09% conversion rate to a 20% conversion rate. If I could improve just the preview to purchase ratio, not even the view to preview ratio, but just the preview to purchase ratio by 18%, it's going to improve my overall conversion rate by about 11%. Doing that is not only going to help me make more money with the views that TPT is giving me, but it's also going to encourage the TPT search engine algorithm to give me more views because I have a higher conversion rate. So let's take a look real quick at this preview and let's just talk for a minute about some changes that I'm going to try to make. First things first, I think I'm going to start by highlighting this 1 month of morning work a little bit more. So instead of saying fall pre-K morning work here, I think I'm going to make it really big, 1 month of morning work. And then I like this 2 to 3 minutes each day and breaking down what the students are going to be learning in 2 to 3 minutes a day. But I think taking the time to show them a page up close. So like I like this one page where they can see it, but it's still kind of difficult to really see up close. So like I like this page where it says math and literacy. I think I might change that to consistent math and literacy practice. And then right here, instead of just saying skills covered, I think I might actually like zoom in on 1 or 2 of these pages versus having 5 pages here that you can barely see. I might zoom in really close and up at the top, say build student confidence in these skills, and then have those skills laid out right here. And then right here, I might change this to say fun for your students or toddler and no prep for you, because it could be that maybe a teacher is looking at this and they're not, because it says like fun for your toddler, like they're not quite seeing the benefit quite as much. And then I think I'm going to add one more page that says like ways to use and gives them a list of ways to use this. Like you can use this as morning work. You can use this as like a daily worksheet. Like give them different options. Like you can use this as morning work. You can use this as a daily worksheet. You can use this as homework, anything like that, like giving them options for ways that they can use this within the classroom or at home could kind of help them visualize using this in the classroom. But I think one of the big things is going to be focusing on the benefits and the results or the outcome of using this product versus just having a bunch of lists, plus kind of really zooming in and allowing them to see the pages up close. I think that that could really help as well. And then finally, I think I'm going to add one last page that encourages them to check out other resources within this product line. So I have other resources within this product line. Like this is a whole product line. I have it for Christmas. I have it for Easter. I have, transportation theme, dinosaur theme. Like I have several different themes for this product line. And I think encouraging them to maybe even go check out other resources within this line could help them see the benefits of like, oh, not only would I be doing this for fall, but I could also do this like all year long because there are lots of options. And so if I choose this route, or if I go this route and I choose this option and I like it, then there are more resources like it so that I could incorporate this on a daily or regular basis. And it could encourage them also to go ahead and add multiples to their cart, which is obviously a huge win for me. So those are the three things that I'm really going to focus on, is giving them an up close view, focusing on the overall benefits of this product and outcomes of this product versus just kind of making a list of different things that are included. And then finally, giving them a call to action to check out other resources within this product line so that they can hopefully add more to cart and get the wheels spinning for seeing how they could use this not only on a regular basis within their classroom or at home, but seeing that they can use this on an ongoing basis. If you found this video helpful for how to diagnose why you have a low conversion rate, I want you to like this video and make sure you subscribe to this channel. And if you have a question about conversion rate, make sure and drop it down below. I would love to answer that for you, but thank you so much for being here, and I'm going to see you guys right back here in the next video.